tap that subscribe button. Be sure to click the bell icon to get notifications for whenever I upload. Now let's get on to the video. Welcome back, or welcome for the first time, to the 2K12 Zahova Sack Hutchinson MyPlayer. I've adjusted some settings, got some play calling in just so I don't go too crazy, but you know, we're hooping. I think we played a couple games. No, we just played one. Then we got drafted and played one game. So we can play through a couple more here. We are coming off the bench for the Bobcats. We were a top 10 pick. Spoilers for the draft video. Check out the draft video. By the time this comes out, there will be a playlist for this. Check that out for sure.
It's NBA action on 2K Sports. Hi, everyone. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. And our good friend Doris Burke will join us from the sidelines. Thanks for tuning in. Well, it was the Charlotte Bobcats winning their last game against the Magic in Orlando.
We did do that, though. We
Hard
are
to put a finger on what they did best offensively, guys.
Need to go doing that.
They did so many things well in that game.
Yeah, they sure did. I mean, what jumped out at me most was their
not concerned about guarding Brandon
really
Jennings when I get
each
in.
other, and everybody was doing it. They were on the same page, clearly.
One game in, third
Here
game.
are the starters for Milwaukee. Ilyasova
stealing the ball.
and Bogut, they're inside. Jennings out there with Steven Jackson. And it's Mbah Moute in at the small forward. And for the Bobcats, Augustine and Henderson are the backcourt.
Oh, blowing him out.
Here's Augustine.
I think I'm in at the 2.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Well, Paul Silas gave me a few
No, I'm in
minutes to
at
catch up
shooting
with
guard,
him.
but
He
running
believes
things
this
through
game
Augustine.
hinges on how well they can fare against the defense they're up against, a defense that coach believes to be one of the best in the league. He said, quote, "We know they are a strong unit on that end, but we still have to take it to them. We need to dictate what happens on our possessions. They want to be assertive, Kevin."
Terrific, Doris. Thanks. They put a lot of thought into how they're going to match up against the opposing defense, guys.
Well, one of the things you got to do here, Kevin, and Steve, you can't afford empty possession against this team.
It's crazy how they tried to give me Brandon,
Yeah, that's for sure.
Brandon Jennings
You
late.
got to make them count because you know you're not going to get a lot of open looks. So make sure you make the defense move the ball, try to get good looks, and make them pay.
Bucks foul ball. Keon Dooley.
Well, Charlotte came into last season on a high, having made the playoffs, and then a year ago they slipped back in a lot of ways. They made changes. Coaching changed. Larry Brown moved on. They traded Gerald Wallace. So it was, in many ways, a rebuilding year for the franchise.
Back to Charlotte, and Steve, you're just talking about that. You thought they were turning the corner the year prior, but they couldn't keep the momentum going. They changed coaches. You talked about the injury moments ago about Jackson. They had a lot of things that kind of got in their way.
Well, even that playoff team from a couple of years back, Kevin, you don't know how much higher the ceiling was
I
for
meant
that
to, okay,
group. So
got an icon.
you almost have to think that rebuilding is the right step for them going forward, even if the fans might have to suffer through some tough years. Sometimes you got to tear it down to build it back up in a better fashion.
I forgot how to throw a lob. I should have threw it before.
Passes to McGetty. He dishes it to Augustine.
Can we believe you run this play before McGetty having Brandon Jennings? Get his ball.
6 to shoot. McGetty. He's guarded by Jennings. McGetty got him up in the air with the pump fake and then took advantage.
I think we did too much.
McGetty's got 8.
Boy, it's been a hot shooting first quarter for them so far.
Steve, it's been fun to watch. I mean, the shots are dropping, and it's led to an excellent start.
And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game.
Guys, last season, the expectations for Milwaukee were really high. But they just couldn't live up to those hopes. They won only 13 games away from home all year. And when you can't win on the road, you can't really be a successful NBA team.
Andrew Bogut, he's checked in for the Bucks.
Oh, my bad.
Here's Jennings, and a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time.
Instead of playing good defense.
Right here.
No.
It's going to be on Corey McGetty. Back to the Bucks. You know,
I didn't
you
foul.
better play well on the road if you want to make the play.
Yeah, that's a must. I mean, you got to be really solid and good at home, and then respectable on the road. And the Bucks only won a third of its road games, and that's a definite way to be watching the playoffs.
Steve just said 13 wins. It's hard to believe, but that's what they
That
got.
foul?
So they're going to have to improve on that. Dueling the pass to Jennings. The pass to Bogut. Covered by Maggette. Goes up low. Straight up. Nice shot by Bogut.
You know, he can actually be dominant inside. I mean, it's impossible to push him around on the low block.
Now here is Augustine. He's guarded closely. Hangs in the air. And the layup is up in. Augustine's got his first 2 points of the night.
One of the sweetest moves in the game, the reverse layup in traffic.
Outside Jackson.
Oh, late in the pass.
Bogut backing him down. Post shot. There's Jennings. And another basket for Milwaukee.
A few things you know you're going to get with a Scott Skiles coach team. Tough defense, tough-mindedness, fundamentals are going to be demanded. That was a formula to work for the Bucks in their playoff run in 2010. But they need to find some offense now. Guys, that's what he does. I mean, he excelled at getting to the rim.
At the elite level.
Now dueling. On deep. Can't get it to go. 1:49 left to play in the first quarter.
Oh, I thought Corey Maggette would go.
And that one's good by Maggette.
He's still full.
Maggette's got 10 points in the game. Back to Skiles. Unfortunately, last year they were just okay in those areas. But, Steve, they just had a horrible offense.
They were very good defensively, Kevin, but they just could not score. And I think that's the big challenge this year for the Bucks if they're going to get back into the playoffs. They've got to find a way to get easy baskets offensively.
Dueling cannot hit. Bobcats leading by 8. Bob's the alley-oop pass.
That's what I was trying. Well, I wasn't drunk. That's what I was trying to do last time.
That chemistry has helped them jump out to this big first quarter lead. A cohesive team can beat a talented one almost every time.
Are we cohesive and more talented? Let's not get it twisted. Well, so you better go the Ready, you guys down.
Bogut backing him down.
I don't even know my objective.
5 on the clock. And the Bucks miss again. Here's the Bobcats with the ball. It's a 10-point game. They're getting their first look of the season at the Bucks in this one.
Well, last year's season series between them was a battle of two of the NBA's mid-level teams, and they didn't get the better of it.
Here's Henderson.
Thanks, Steve.
Shot is off, and it's Milwaukee the other way. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with San Antonio.
Yeah, and their long-range shooting really deserted them in that game, guys. They couldn't get anything to go from that line.
And that made all the difference in the game. I mean, they clearly tried to use the three-pointer as the primary weapon, but because they weren't falling, it was disastrous.
And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. And the first one drops.
Late.
So it's both teams making substitutions here. He hits both from the strike.
This did the exact same job.
5 seconds left in the first. There's Jennings with the 3, and that is good. Jennings has got 9 points. A free-flowing first quarter.
He didn't even switch guards. We did
Bobcats lead by 9.
Yeah, this team is on the same page, no question. They're right where they need to be offensively.
And they're hitting their scores.
The NBA season gathers momentum.
Welcome back, folks. We'll see you
How are we only up one going into the
back in a moment from Charlotte.
That's the end of the second quarter. With the score, your Bobcats 49, the Bucks 48.
And it's been a tight matchup in Charlotte as we bring you the HP halftime report. Charlotte up on top against Milwaukee. Great activity on
no, this music is copyrighted. This 2K music in the back is copyrighted. I'm sorry.
Out in
I'm pretty sure that is.
was the 76ers losing to the Timberwolves.
Can't have too much of this. I know I'm not monetized yet, but I would like to be one day, and I'd like to
Here's Jackson.
make something from some of these videos. Oh my, please, no.
Hutchinson, he's in at point guard. Tyrus Thomas out there with White.
And I'm
Then it's
abusing.
McGuire. And it's McGee.
No, not getting the ball to him, and I'm abusing.
So that's the group out there for Charlotte. And it's Gooden with the jam. Gooden's got his first bucket of the night.
Scored 1 basket, 1 rebound. Neither 1 steal or block. Okay, yeah. Quadruple
5
single.
points in the game. Here's Hutchinson. Rebounded by the Bucks.
I tried to put him in the basket.
He came away empty there, and that's a shot that should probably go down. Well, Milwaukee had such a tough season a year ago. They had a lot of high hopes, but injuries seemed to derail them, and they never could get going, especially on the offensive side of the ball.
Shot clock at 6.
I was trying to win an ISO. I jumped way too early. I gotta wait.
And it's another Milwaukee shot
I'm
right
getting
there
fried.
going in. And the Bobcats have
It was
it.
a quick play for
Back just
ISO
a bit.
for
You know,
me.
Milwaukee much more comfortable, it seems, Clark, playing Eastern Conference opponents. Of course, they see him much more.
Yeah, that's a familiarity as part of it, but also I think the fact that the Bucks prefer the slowdown game, and in the Eastern Conference, more teams play that way than don't.
I'll take my
So
first
the Bucks
foul on
had a
that.
comfort level there and still had a tough time
It's
getting
the third quarter. I can get another one.
Here's Jackson. He's got 11. He feeds it to Boykins. Out of bounds. And they'll keep possession. And here's a look at what's coming up for the Bobcats. Up next for them, the Grizzlies at the FedEx Forum. That'll be the first half of a 2-game trip.
Jesus. Good elevator thing.
Here's Dooling. Dishes to Delfino for the lead. They grab their own miss. Tries again. And it's another Milwaukee shot right there going in.
Yeah, the defense just couldn't get a hand in his face. Couldn't challenge the shot.
ISO.
Yeah, made his height advantage count that time.
Well, Steven Jackson throughout his career has been a pretty durable player, but last season a hamstring injury forced him to miss 10 games, and that's disappointing for Jackson. He's a guy who loves to be out on the floor.
Oh, you got me.
Now Boykins
Rob.
makes the alley-oop pass.
Oh, that was a
Trying
bad
to go
turn.
big for the alley-oop, but good defense got in the way.
Oh, he shot it.
And it's White with the rebound. Steven Jackson, as we mentioned earlier, historically pretty durable. Big body Clark. He plays on the perimeter.
Yeah, he does a nice job. He's a really good all-around
I put
player.
plays on just
I
not
know
to
he
run
can be
them.
a little emotional and get out of
Put another
hand
one
on occasion, but he's a loyal teammate, a hard worker, and a talented player. And he's a strong two-guard. And he's more used to dishing out punishment.
And one. Like, that's not even an assist, but it is though.
And that's 10 straight points inside.
That's real point guard play. Where I wanted a mismatch for my guy Corey Maggette. I know that's my star player.
Because in previous seasons, Time Warner Cable Arena was a tough place to play. But the Bobcats' home record really fell last year.
You getting robbed or blocked? You might get blocked.
For the Bobcats. Henderson
comes
in
block
for McGuire. Outside Delfino. Oh, that's good. And it's Jackson with the assist that time. Steve, that big drop you were talking about at home is one of the reasons why the Bobcats, didn't make the playoffs. So, Clark, it's not hard to figure out why they didn't make the postseason.
Yeah, you look at it, I mean, that certainly was part of it, not being able to handle business at home. They went from 31 wins to 21. And they also had some injuries. Steven Jackson had a hamstring that was bothersome all season long, and he was their main go-to guy. So him being hurt certainly impacted that home record.
And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Well, Milwaukee, going into last season, guys, really looked to be on the upswing.
There we go.
They had made the playoffs the previous year. They had a nice group of young players, but the free agent acquisitions that they made really didn't pan out.
Back to what Steve
gotta
was saying
steal
about the
those.
Bucks there. They did make some moves. It just didn't pan out.
No, they did not. And you never know. I mean, I thought they were well-intentioned in the move they made. But
open three for Delfino.
Sometimes it just doesn't come together as you had hoped, and that clearly was the case for
I'm running it. I'm running it.
A very rough quarter for him. There's not much is falling right now.
No and one.
He was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Well, I think last year when the Bobcats traded Gerald Wallace, they lost a part of their soul and their identity. And it's tough to win when you lose a guy like that, but they did get a couple of draft picks, and that will help them in this rebuilding process.
And Clark, back to that trade Steve was just talking about. We both like Gerald Wallace a great deal, but that's, I think, what was the key. When you saw that
I can get that down the court, I can beat
you knew the
Brady
Bobcats were starting to look to the future.
Yeah, starting to do an about face, and those draft picks will help them not only get more talent, but also get a little younger as well. And it's not going to be easy. It never is, but I think they're headed in the right direction.
Bogut,
and they got it to Bogut.
Beautifully executed play there to get that basket.
9 points in the game so far. And lots of contact there.
I mean, you keep fouling
the
me.
shot. He'll shoot 2. It goes on Brandon Jennings.
I'm having my way with him.
Well, it was a tough season last year for Charlotte, not making the playoffs, really struggling after surging the previous couple of years. And their record against Eastern Conference opponents did not help.
With the Bobcats in the Eastern Conference, you know, part of that is just also the division that they play in. Very, very difficult.
Yeah, hard as heck, Kevin. I mean, 30 losses against the East, but that's understandable when you have to see the Heat, Magic, and Atlanta Hawks 4 times a year. Those are all playoff teams. Well, sometimes he really lacks the confidence he needs when he's driving to the basket.
Here, Maggette.
Maggette with a screen on Jennings. Shot denied.
You know, the way they dominated the glass so far, I'm a little surprised it's still a close
the ball
game.
went through somebody.
Yeah, you've got to take advantage. I mean, you're getting extra possessions, but
I'm out. Oh, and they won. How did we let them win that? And I played bad.
So it's the
I
Bucks
played
who
great.
come out on top here. It was tight, but they managed to come up with the win.
You know, nobody wants to lose a close game.
I didn't even know my objectives. I got to play better. I'm not scared of the press conference, 2K.
It was another rough fourth quarter for you guys, as you weren't able to seal the deal at the end of the game. Do you feel like your team lost this game, or the other team won it?
I didn't play in the fourth quarter.
I don't feel nothing. The game's over. It was a close one, and the balls didn't bounce our way in the end. I'm not going to get all upset about it at this point, or try to figure out exactly who should get all the credit. It's not worth it. I'm going to spend my energy on looking ahead to the next game and finding a way to make sure we do a better job then.
What are you talking about? Oh, boo-hoo. I do have to get more objectives done. You got the scores up, though. Get a steal. Force my matchup to commit 2 turnovers. Okay, so try to get 2 steals, really. Whoa, whoa.
It's live coverage of the NBA for 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. Doris Burke will be courtside. Glad you're spending your Saturday evening with us here on 2K. And this game marks the start of a road trip here for the Bobcats. And here are the Bobcats starting 5, courtesy of State Farm. Augustine and Anderson are the backcourt pair. Maggette out there with Boris Diaw. And it's Thomas in at the 5, roaming the paint. And for the Grizzlies.
And I turn the ball over there too much. Well, this is tough. This is young Mike Conley.
Here's Gay. Not too proud of his numbers in that game against the Jazz, that's for sure. Ball's knocked loose.
I got blow that layup.
Easy shot there, and you got to knock that one down.
Well, that's a concentration cramp right there. I mean, just lost focus.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke.
And I got a foul. Okay, one more reaching.
Thank you. I was able to talk
I got my
to
one steal. I got a
just a
force.
moment. He
Mike
told
Conley
me he
to
thought
turn
the
the
game
ball
would
over
boil
twice.
down to how well they run their offense, saying, I know we've got the firepower to put up a lot of points, but it's not going to happen automatically. We need to run our plays and try not to get too cute. Let's see how it plays out, Kevin.
Thanks for filling us in there, Doris. Thank you so much. Getting their offense sorted out is the priority here, guys.
And I agree. I mean, a good call, I think. Try to get into a rhythm early and get everybody involved, let everybody touch it.
Come on now.
Go from there.
Yes, exactly, Clark. You got to establish a few different scoring options as soon as possible. Get everyone involved and find that pace, that groove you're looking for as a team.
This has to drive a coach crazy. That's his third.
You didn't lob it up to
turnover
him? You're
already
crazy,
here in the first
man.
quarter.
I would have lobbed it up to
He's got
McGetty.
fall back and get back to the
Selfish
game.
bastard.
I mean, his execution has been very uneven and inconsistent so far. Guys, I don't think there's any question about it. It was the best season in Grizzlies franchise history last season. A team that was 0-12 in the playoffs, had never won a playoff game, upsets the top-seeded Spurs in really convincing fashion. It was clear they were really difficult matchup for San Antonio. Boy, I like the rugged work on the inside that led to that very easy putback. That's going after it there, guys.
Let me get settled by unit.
Here's Augustine. 17 points in his last outing. Well, the Grizzlies, Clark, took the Thunder all the way to 7 games. This is a team that won 46 games in the regular season, and then all of a sudden they look like one of the best teams, Steve, in the West.
Yeah, what an amazing turnaround, Kevin, and they did all that without arguably their best player in Rudy Gay. But what I like best about Memphis is that they really established an identity. They pounded you inside, and they really hustled defensively, and they were going to outwork you. And I think that was the key in their playoff run.
The Grizzlies trail by 9. Conley with it. He's coming off a 16-point game against Utah. Maggette against Allen. 6 to shoot. Taken away.
They've had a real
reset the shot clock,
Kevin. No surprise the score reflects the amount of turnovers. That's the story right now. They've had way too many miscues.
Yeah, they sure have. The focus has to be staying within your offense. They're trying to do too much. Just share the ball, get some rhythm and pace, and you'll be fine.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Battier. Augustine grabs the board.
Why he give it to me?
Bobcats leading by 9.
Raymond Felton was the big story with his breakout season last year, but the good news for the Bobcats was that DJ Augustine stepped into the starting role, and his numbers went up really across the board.
Off target there.
I don't have that layup. Like, I don't have that as a skill.
And here are the Grizzlies.
I'm just doing it because it looks good.
9-point game. This game coming after a loss against the Jazz.
Now, tough to win when the ball doesn't go in the hole. And that was a team that was ice cold shooting the ball that night.
Well, Steve, shooting percentage is a function of the kind of shots you get. And if you don't get good ones, you're not going to shoot a good percentage. That was their problem, poor shot selection.
Now Mayo defending.
When we were on a handoff, but
he's coming off a 10-point game against Milwaukee. Battier
I should have just took that up.
And Steve, for DJ Augustine, a nice bounce back here after regressing somewhat in his second season.
Well, of course, the Bobcats, as Clark mentioned, kind of handed him the job after Raymond Felton left. But Augustine's a nice player. You know, he doesn't have the physical size and speed to be an elite player, but he's very skilled. He can shoot it, he can handle the ball well, and he can really initiate the offense.
Guarded by Mayo, using his post move to get the 2 points. He's got 6. The Grizzlies trail by 8. So timeout called here. The first for Memphis. And this is the first time matched up with the Bobcats this season.
Yeah, and you look back to last year.
I get no assist.
He's got 6. On the court right now for the Bobcats. Hutchinson in at point guard. Boris Diaw is out there with Henderson.
Then it's Tony Allen on me.
And it's Thomas in at the center.
That's my bad.
Going back for a second to your comment, Steve, in the standoff
I didn't even know what I was like
last year. It may have been an indicator of how closely matched the teams in the middle of both conferences were.
Well, we know these two teams were certainly closely matched.
Henderson had a 24-point outing in their last game against Milwaukee. Moving it around. Shot clock at 6. Lets it fly. Temple.
Hey, that's not a bad shot.
And the Bobcats lead by 8.
Sensational pass. Even in mid-shot, he still saw the open man.
Now here's Allen. He's tightly guarded and stolen by Thomas.
And I like the aggressiveness defensively, forcing that mistake.
Right up.
Okay, Henderson. Okay.
Right through the D for the layup. And it's a 10-point Bobcat lead. So it's Memphis now, trailing by 10.
I'm forcing him to
kicks
take
to Arthur. Pass to Gay. Six on the shot clock. Shoots from the corner. That one a little long. Bobcats leading by 10.
Crazy pass.
Temple dishes to Thomas. Shoots from 12. A rebound by Gasol. Gasol's got 8 rebounds in this game.
It's just been one of those days for him. He has really struggled.
Well, Charlotte came into last season
I'll take it. That's a second.
Playoffs.
I gotta be careful.
A year ago,
now.
they slipped back.
They're gonna put a point guard in because having Tony Allen in that point guard is
Coaching
great.
changed Larry Brown.
And they brought OJ
They
Mayo.
traded
Okay,
Gerald
brought the
Wallace.
dribble in, man.
So it was, in many ways, a rebuilding year for the franchise.
OJ Mayo, he's checked in for Memphis.
No
Conley now
turnovers.
comes
I got
in
you.
for
Should
Tony
also say
Allen.
no foul.
Then for the Bobcats, DJ White, he's checked in for Dion. And it's Maggette in for Garrett Temple. Conley, the pass to Mayo. Gay, left side.
The defense, Maggette.
And another miss by Memphis. Back to Charlotte, and Steve, you're just talking about that. You thought they were turning the corner the year prior, but they couldn't keep the momentum going. They changed coaches. You talked about the injury moments ago about Jackson. They had a lot of things that kind of got in their way.
Well, even that playoff team from a couple of years back, Kevin, you don't know how much higher the ceiling was for that group, so you almost have to think that rebuilding is the right step for them going forward, even if the fans might have to suffer through some tough years. Sometimes you got to tear it down to build it back up in a better fashion.
And good on the basket.
I heard a skinny bop in my
Guys,
mind.
you just got to love this offensive skill set. I mean, that's what he does.
Hey, right back, Maggette. Right back.
That was all about the assist there. Just a beautiful feed.
I tried to get that charge.
Called by Memphis.
They've been very
Trying to get that
untidy
old
with
school,
the ball here.
charge.
You commit turnovers when you try to do too much or you force it. They need to focus on making the simple play, good passes, and moving the ball around.
Oh, what song is that? Hold on. There's just music all throughout this. Oh, man, whatever. At some point, I'm just going to stop complaining and just let it go and understand what this is.
Here is Conley. He has 5. Randolph backs in. And here's Gay, picked up by Maggette. Clock at 6. He dishes it to Conley. Puts it up. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. Tyrus Thomas picks one up.
I'll tell you what, Mike Conley got that big extension from Memphis last season. They made a major commitment to him as their starting point guard of the future, and he's really gotten better.
And see, Mike Conley Jr., the son of the Olympic gold medalist in the triple jump, you know, he's always
too bad turn.
Athleticism, Clark, has never been a question there, sir.
No, and he's had a really strong last 2 years, I think, in terms of his development. He's added some strength. He's become a little better at shooting the ball from the perimeter. And he continues to grow as a real savvy and clutch playmaker.
Gay outside.
Oh my God! Not saving that presentation is crazy.
Randolph in the posts. White's there. The shot's good from Randolph. Randolph's got 4 points in the quarter.
How often have we seen him, Kevin, create wide open chances for himself like that?
Covered by Conley. They're moving the ball. 6 points for him. They get it back.
And not really.
Not a good shooter like that, yeah.
That shot there. And look at how quick.
The steal.
And that steal really triggered the fast break. Nice play.
Hey, you're right, and the break itself may have been even better.
Back to Randolph. It's blocked. Bobcats leading by 9.
Okay, I know I'm a young point guard, but I'm not that young.
And the basket by Thomas. Thomas got 10 points in the game.
Seems to be getting better as this game goes on.
No, I'm just trying to get my assist to turnover
Gasol up
ratio
top.
up.
He's guarded by Thomas. Gasol kicks to Randolph. With the fadeaway.
That was a great shot, even with the help. He said, nah,
8
fade
points
on
for
him.
him.
They can't seem to stop anybody inside.
They got to know that if they
don't
don't
remember
make
all
life
the
tougher in the
moves.
paint, the opponent is just going to keep going there. I mean, it's not like they'll get tired of all these in-close opportunities.
Here's Thomas. No luck. And it's
Almost
Memphis
got that
the other
board.
way.
Most
He
of
gave
the
it to
time,
Zebo,
that
though.
shot
He a
will
big
go
body.
down. Boy, the defenders have to make sure they tag him.
Here's Gay. Sweet little floater.
I can imagine they're going to hear an earful about this next stop. I mean, that's 3 straight field goals given up right in the middle of the lane. Inexcusable.
Well, defense starts at the rim. And you want teams shooting the ball from the outside, and that's not happening. They're just giving up everything inside.
Goes up the baseline.
I think he
The
gets back
Grizzlies
to it.
pull it in. 52
Oh my
seconds
God.
left in the first half of the game. DeMayo.
Who should we be going at defensively?
Picked up by Maggette. Shot by Mayo is no good.
I don't really know if we got
Bobcats
anybody. I
leading
think we
by
got
7.
really guys running the break.
He has 6. Randolph grabs the board. Fast break. Here they come. With the runner. Out to Conley. Stepped in the line, out of bounds there.
Hey, Mike Conley's turning that ball over.
Here's what Memphis has lined up on their schedule. Next matchup, they'll be home against the Suns. That'll be the latter. And we finish.
Hey, we're up. Still up by 7.
Bobcats
4-3.
36. The Bobcats. 44.
And it's a good one going out in Memphis. Glad to have you with us for our halftime show presented by HP. Charlotte up on top against Memphis. With the season just underway, we find them at 500 and focused on improving. They've been active defensively, steals, deflections, jumping to passing lanes, forcing miscues. And on the other hand, the Grizzlies are still alive. Turnovers have been a serious concern. They gotta take better care of the basketball. A rough first half for Michael Conley.
Yeah, it was a rough first half for Michael Conley.
Detroit
Say it
with a
again.
loss to the Nets at Prudential Center. It wasn't even close. A big disappointment
A
for
rock
this club.
fight.
Rodney Stuckey led the team in scoring. In one of the other games that went final today, for Orlando, it was a win against the Wizards in Washington.
And the second half about to start here in just a few moments.
Whoa. Well, I don't play him the whole second half. Last 4 seconds.
Here's Randolph. And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Probably only because somebody fouled out.
Sinks the first one, and that puts them up by 5.
I should probably get this all
2 for 2, and it's a 6-point ball game.
Big foul there. He hits the clutch free throws and adds their lead.
Gay and Randolph make up the forwards. Mike Conley and Tony Allen at the 1 and 2. And it's Gasol.
Oh, and one. McGaddy.
Manning the middle.
Great finish there, and now he's got a free throw coming, too.
Boy, that's a big boy move right there, partner. I mean, it takes a lot of strength to finish a shot through contact like that.
And now an intentional foul. They need the ball back as soon as possible.
Well, not much of a choice there. They pretty much had to foul.
Yeah, that's the only option they had to try to get the ball
Hey,
back.
Mike missed one.
He doesn't at the first.
I don't know if we have a timeout. I'm going to let them call it.
Does make the second, and that gives him a 4-point cushion. And the Bobcats call time here. They're behind by 4. 19 seconds left in the first overtime. Guys, your thoughts?
Well, what you want to do here is attack the rim, get a quick shot, and then look to force a turnover or foul.
Yeah, one way or the other, it's going to come down to free throws at the other end, no doubt.
Here's Hutchinson. Off target from downtown.
Yeah, I should have shot that.
And again, if the shot selection there, defender draped all over.
Well, you got to understand who's guarding you in that situation. I mean, if he's on you tight, you can't just rise up and try to shoot over the top.
Perfect from the line, and it's a 6-point ball game.
And that'll do it, Kevin. Those last free throws were the icing on the cake.
Charlotte calls timeout. They're trailing by 6. 11 seconds left to play in OT, and this battle continuing. Guys, your thoughts?
I think they have to go for a 3 right now, don't you, Clark?
Yeah, I don't think they have any choice but to go for the 3, Steve.
Puts it up off the inbound.
And Augustin goes to the 2 and gets blocked.
And they go to the intentional foul.
That's better than when I did, y'all.
Gets the first. That makes it a 7-point lead.
2 shots.
Gets them both, and it's an 8-point ball game.
This overtime just didn't come together for him. Tough finish.
How long is my jump shot? And I'm still holding that late.
Up the win.
How held that so? Wow. Okay. I mean, I did my job objective-wise. I know they're going to kill me in the pressure.
That was a game you must have felt like you let slip away. What was the mood in the locker room following a loss like this?
The mood in the locker room.
We weren't very happy, I can tell you that much. A couple of the guys had some things to say, including myself. It's games like that where your flaws are really magnified, you know? So we wanted to make sure to get it all out in the open so we can put ourselves in a better position moving forward. Sure, we lost the game, but I think we'll be able to take some positives from it that will help us with the rest of the season.
Very manicured, very, like, media-friendly answer. Changing my shoes for the next game. I don't know who we're playing. All the Jordans I can get? I wear the mellows. One more game to wrap this video up. Our field goal percentage is terrible. we're going up against Boston. Shoot at least 43% field. Don't let my matchup make 2 layups or dunks. I mean, if it's Rondo, I'm going to play him very disrespectfully.
History and welcome everyone for 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan here with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. We're happy that you could join us on this Wednesday night for the NBA. This Boston crowd ready to roar in this Eastern Conference matchup for the Celtics. And this is the first time matched up with the Bobcats this season. This team matched up so well during the regular season.
Yeah, KG at the 5. Too small ball.
Here's Pierce. Against Indiana, he was really on his game.
Ooh.
Outside Rondo.
I'm guarding Rondo very disrespectful.
Hutchinson is tagged with the reach.
Okay,
that is his first foul of the game.
That's one.
First personal foul, teams first.
Diaw with the steal.
Boy, you got to love that kind of anticipatory defense.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Yes, Kevin, Paul Silas had a few moments to share with me. He singled out KG as a player they would like to contain. He said that it goes beyond what KG can contribute in the stat sheet, explaining when Garnett gets going with this intensity, that just feeds into the rest of the team and it becomes a vicious cycle. Keeping Kevin from igniting his team is something they'd like to avoid here.
Thanks, Doris. The rebound by Garnett.
So far, just 20% shooting coming out of the gate.
Ray Allen is on the wing. He's coming off a 13-point game against the Pacers in Indianapolis. That puts them in the lead.
Paul Pierce.
Pierce has got his first bucket of the night. Under 5 minutes left to play in the first. Deflected.
Oh my God, what a bad
Green. Allen in the post. This is Rondo. Pierce up top. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Pierce has got his second bucket of the night.
That's how you exploit that defense. Take the ball right to the basket.
He's covered by Rondo. And here is Diaw. 14 points from him the last game against the Grizzlies in Memphis.
That's kind of surprising.
That's my second turnover.
Execution right there. I'm not sure how they missed on that pass.
And here's Rondo.
Oh, my bad. Why am I playing you so tight?
Allen outside. Passes to Garnett. Thomas is there. Puts it up. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll
no, but that's my second foul.
Here. Clark, if you don't make the playoffs in a team...
Okay, at least get in the second.
Kevin Garnett.
I typically don't play in the second half.
Here's Pierce. 6-point game. Right side, Pierce. Bobcats with the rebound. They come into this one following the loss to the Grizzlies.
It was one of the harder fought games we've seen. Both teams really played hard and played well. So that was an emotional loss.
I'm running the play.
Emotional loss and a very exciting game to watch, especially since it got into overtime. But you're right.
Ray Allen lay.
On the floor for Charlotte. Hutchinson, he's in at the point. McGuire is out there with Henderson. Then there's Boris Diaw, and it's Augustine in at the 2.
You know, looking back now to the 1998 draft, I'm sure there are some teams that picked ahead of Boston in that 10th spot that would like to do that one over and maybe take Paul Pierce, because he slid down that draft a little further than people expected, and he's become an absolute superstar for the Boston Celtics.
And it's West missing.
Excellent, really solid job actually by the defense to get in his way as he was going up for that one.
I got you, DJ.
And they get it. Augustine, no luck. Thinking back to Paul Pierce's draft out of Kansas, even at that time, it was somewhat surprising to see him drop like that in the rotation.
It really was. I can remember thinking about Paul Pierce and how I thought he was the one guy in that draft who really had a ready-made NBA position in game. And to see him slide, that's why the draft is more art than science. But at the end of the day, you know what? It's all about what happens.
I can't even dribble
to the NBA, and he's proven to be a Hall of Famer.
All I did was like try to dribble. This is my worst game.
Some changes for Boston.
Man, this somebody got to guard
Paul
up.
Pierce. And it's Sasha Pavlovich checking in for Delonte West.
I might play another game after this one.
Here. Tyrus Thomas is checked in for McGuire. He feeds it to Henderson.
No, that was a bad pass. I have like 4 turnovers.
Allen kicks to Pavlovich. Outside Rondo. Garnett backing down. Clock at 6. Elbow shot is on the way. Jump shot is good.
Yeah, no, you got bench.
Garnett's got his second basket of the night.
You know, it's really interesting.
I'm so sorry, Gerald.
Celtics considered kind of a jump shooting team. You think of Paul Pierce and Ray Allen, but they were 25th in three-pointers made and 5th in the league in shots made at the rim. So a little bit of a contradiction there based on what you might think.
Here's Hutchinson, and he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Yeah, stop taking.
Ray Allen picks one up. And for the Celtics, I'm sure Rajon Rondo has a lot to do with those shot attempts, from around the rim.
No question.
Well, he's really the guy who creates the offense for Boston, both inside and out.
Oh my God! Okay, this is like a tankathon game.
For guys like Pierce and Allen,
how bad could a player
look? A lot of layups
in an NBA game?
Those are missed. Some offensive rebounding opportunities for the big men as well.
Bobcats trail by 12. Garnett against Thomas. Tries to snap the cold streak. Charlotte again.
Yeah, something you just need to lean into.
Composure a little bit here on the bad end of a run.
Yeah, they are, and they need to come up with a rally-wrecking play here to stop this run.
Rondo kicks to Garnett. Diaw's there.
Right.
Takes it up. Straight up. The Bobcats pull it in. Thomas got 6 rebounds in the game.
I think he's been fighting his shot a little bit. He's not getting many of them to drop right now.
Diaw with it, working on Garnett. Again, the miss by the Bobcats. Here's Boston now. A nice run, going 12 in a row.
Similarities between Rivers the coach and Doc Rivers the player.
I don't know what Pavlov can do.
But was the most valuable running the show as the point guard.
Bobcats trail by 12.
No play with his running.
Now Augustine.
All right, floppy
9 points in the game so far. And Allen picks him up defensively. Backing him down. Thomas knocked away. Kevin Garnett with the steal.
I ran the play.
Down there on the block. That's a tough position to be in offensively.
Outside Rondo. He kicks it to Garnett.
Hey.
He's guarded by Thomas. With the second effort.
I tried my best.
From Garnett.
They didn't give me the move for KG, just a rebound.
Those are like 3 points. I mean, great effort. Stay with the play. Continue to fight.
Now here is Augustine. Last game he had 13. Thomas. The basket is good. The assist from Augustine. 10 points for him.
Well, you just see them taking it strong into the paint over and over.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that really seems.
The clock runs out.
I was doing so good not fouling. Hey man, it's another half of basketball. We're down 8, but I typically don't play in the second half, so I don't even want to hear about this. We're gonna get out of this game as quick as possible, play another game, and just pretend like we only played 3 games instead of 4. And this game didn't exist.
Okay, here we go again. You see the winner. I'm going in. I'm like a mangling with it. I'm mangling in the beat. Come and track a lot. You see the fan going in. Celtics leading by 12. Kevin Garnett and Jermaine O'Neal at the 4 and 5. Delonte West is out there with Rajon Rondo, and it's Allen in at the 3 spot. That's the Boston 5. Here's Hutchinson. O'Neal with the defensive effort.
Well, they wanted to come out of this half a little better than this. Only 25% shooting so far.
A good spin off by Rondo.
It's Delonte West on the wing, guarded by Augustine. Augustine with the steal.
Definitely not shooting.
Bobcats trail by 12. Everybody's running. Here's Hutchinson. Bucket's good.
You know, nice work.
We're definitely not shooting
inside that
43%.
time. I mean, that's the spot where his height advantage is really going to pay off for him, and he used it.
And here are the Celtics now. They host the Clippers after this game. That'll be the latter half of this 2-game homestand. And West backs in. He goes up.
I live with Rondo out there. Why are we running out to Rondo out there?
6 on the shot clock. With 1 on the clock. Boston, no good that time either.
You know, Raymond Felton was a big story with his breakout season last year, but the good news for the Bobcats was that DJ Augustine stepped into the starting role, and his numbers went up really across the board.
West picks him up. Now Henderson. Over Rondo. And that one's good by Henderson.
Over Rondo.
Henderson's got his second basket of the night. And Steve, for DJ Augustine, a nice bounce back here after regressing somewhat in his second season.
Well, of course, the Bobcats, as Clark mentioned, kind of handed him the job after Raymond Felton left. But Augustine's a nice player. He doesn't have the physical size and speed to be an elite player, but he's very skilled. He can shoot it, he can handle the ball well, and he can really initiate the offense.
Augustine a screen on Rondo. And he bangs it home with one hand.
Right over Jermaine O'Neal.
Basketball 101, guys. I mean, elementary. Use the screen to free yourself and then take it straight to the rack.
Yeah, very nice set play for him.
Well, that's using your head and using your body.
It's Delonte West on the wing. There's the feed to Garnett.
I'll double.
Chris Billa with the rebound. Chris Billa's got 3 rebounds so far in the game.
You know, in 2010, Charlotte made the playoffs, but it wasn't because of their play on the road and their poor performance in that department carried into last season.
Here's the 3. They get it again.
That was a better release.
Shot, and he finishes on the layup.
Finally got a good release.
Thomas got 12 points in the game.
How about the energy he puts into crashing the boards, guys?
More on Charlotte. Both years just winning 13 wins in 41 road games.
And you don't give yourself a lot of room for error to make the playoffs when you play that poorly on the road. That means you have to be almost perfect at home.
A very rough quarter for him as not much is falling right now.
And down it goes. Dunked through off a wonderful assist. They got on this roll a while ago, and they just haven't looked back.
Oh, okay, good timeout.
So the Celtics called timeout. They're first. They defeated Indiana in their last.
Hope my minutes keep going.
They wanted it more, Kevin. Simple as that. Looking at their second chance buckets especially, I mean, that's where it really shows up. Second chance points. They didn't play a whole lot of up and back. It was basically a half-court game. I mean, they stayed with each shot, grabbing boards, and then they converted the times they missed.
Yeah, I agree with you, Clark. It was all about effort, and all that work on the glass was the difference.
Here's Wafer. Kicks it to Green. Rondo on top from about 19 feet. Connects, the jumper drops.
I mean, he hit that.
And the Celtics lead by 6.
Well, they've done a lot of their damage from mid-range here, guys. I mean, knocking down those shots with regularity.
Yeah, how about
no,
last 10 points
all that
off that mid-range area jump shot? So shows you don't have to be at the rim to score.
Celtics leading by 6.
No way. Yeah, no way. You gotta go somewhere else.
Here's Wafer. Back to Rondo. With the clock winding down, it's hauled in by Thomas. Thomas got double-digit rebounds now in the game.
McGuire. Oh.
It's stolen by Rondo, and here's the fast break.
Yes, ball wafer.
Outside, Green. There's the dish to Wafer. Wide open look.
Why was I going the ball wafer?
And now 6 of their last 10 points from mid-range.
Yeah, jump shot really serving these guys pretty well.
Bobcats trailed by 8. Feeds it to McGuire. Right up. And he draws body
can't believe I
contact.
blew that.
Blocking foul, and he was in the shooting motion, so he'll head to the free throw line.
You know, guys, I think the Celtics actually came into the playoffs last season with a little less swagger than usual. I mean, losing Kendrick Perkins in a trade seemed to shake them up a little bit, and with Shaq really unable to contribute due to injuries, a team used to being big inside perhaps felt a little small.
Rondo with it. Down to 5 on the shot clock. He tries for 3. Again, Rondo missing. Clark has set the table there well with the Celtics and their injuries. That did play a role in the postseason, not just in the front court. The dislocated elbow of Rajon Rondo also factored in. Steve, that was a huge hit for that team.
Yeah, I was amazed that he was able to return in that game and continue to play the rest of the series. But it did limit him. And with Rondo slowed down, the Celtics had a tough time scoring. In fact, Miami really played him and Boston kind of 5-on-4. They didn't honor his offense, and it really cost Boston.
I'm trying to play him.
Here's Wafer. Garnett backing down. Right side, Green. Pavlovic. He's guarded by Diaw. Pavlovic.
I was trying to box out KG.
That's 10 straight points now coming in that mid-range jump shot area, guys.
Yeah, it is, and they're picking their spots and finding holes in the middle of that defense to get those shots off, and I think that's very good discipline.
Wow, Rondo Robbins, so quick.
5 turnovers for him on the game. Guys, that's making it really hard for them to close the gap.
That's a tough matchup, and yet he found a way to get off that shot. Impressive.
You know what, guys? I mean, those are really the kind of challenges he loves. I mean, he's that kind of a competitor.
There's the pass to Diaw.
I got it.
Up. Got it off in time, but it's no good.
We're going to lose. I won't play in the
fourth quarter. A double-digit deficit. We'll make it tough to come back. One guy who's getting it done is Jeff Green.
Well, we know he can score.
I had a bad game. Oh, my bad, Tal Lawson. You skipped your shit.
And now let's send it to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke, for our Sprite Spark of the game. Doris?
Kevin, for that great stretch the Celtics just put together, they get the Sprite Spark Award. They got to work early as they built this great lead off a first quarter that set the tone. It's been their game to lose ever since, and they don't seem to want to relinquish control.
Okay.
Oh, I'm in. Down 9.
Ways to get back into it, but they've got some time.
He is to avoid mistakes and make each possession count.
Yeah, and I think the tendency can be to really rush or push the game a little bit. I think they need to avoid that.
Augustine dishes to Maggette. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits.
He may want to start spreading the ball around a little bit. His shot is off right now.
Here's Rondo. Blocked. He dishes it to West. Fades away. That one falls short.
Terrific defense at the rim. They got right in his path.
You know, that's part of what great defenders do. They get not only in your path, but in your head a little bit, too.
And here's Augustine.
Oh, man, I'm not running the shitty play.
Maggette with a screen on Rondo. 5 on the clock.
You trying to take your time on Rondo.
Now here is Augustine. Again, the miss by the Bobcats.
Man, a nice job there defensively, just getting a hand up enough to bother the shot.
That's not a super lot.
Yeah, that was very nice. Impressive. It made it a much more difficult shot.
Hutchinson is whistled
Third,
reaching
fourth?
in. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
That's number 4 on him, and he's got to start being aware of how close he is to 6. I mean, he's got one more foul before being Dairy Queen. DQ'd, that is.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Kevin Garnett is checked in for O'Neal. Pierce comes in for Von Wafer. And it's Allen in for Delonte West. Rondo passes to Allen. Fires from deep.
I tried my best.
The rebound goes to the Bobcats.
I don't think I fouled him for him to fall down.
Got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Now Augustine. Here's Henderson. Here's Hutchinson. No good from outside. Got the defender off his feet with the pump fake, but couldn't knock it down.
So trying to rob Paul Pierce.
Outside Pierce. Pass to Rondo. Backs him down. It's Pierce on the wing. Money shot, and Rajon Rondo the basket.
He shot the bank midi.
8 points for Rajon Rondo.
Despite his
he can't even shoot mids like that. And he just give it to him because he's
which you have to have when one of your main guys is struggling.
Augustine with it. Pulls it up, and he gets it to go from the corner.
Now maybe that'll get him going. He's been in a bit of a funk here.
Outside Pierce. Left side Pierce. And here's Rondo. Over Augustine. Rajon Rondo again.
God damn.
And the Celtics lead by 13. Here's Augustine. There's 21 seconds left here in the 4th quarter. Corey Maggette on the wing. A 10-footer goes to the glass on the bank shot.
They could have used this run a while ago. It may not make much difference now.
Yeah, they hit that snooze button a little too much because they showed up late to this game.
I just finally hit some damn shots. I still got a bad release in that second.
Grabbing this one. They put up.
They're probably going to ask me about those turnovers. And I got to face the music. The copywritten music, most likely.
The team struggled to stay in the game tonight, and the final score ended up not being even close. Do you think there was anything you or the team could have done differently to change the outcome?
Yeah, I played badly. Is there that option?
I could have played harder, I guess. I don't know. It's hard to think about that kind of thing right after a loss. For me, it usually takes a while for everything to sink in so I can process it. All I know is that I let my teammates and the coaching staff down tonight, and these guys deserve better.
Yeah, no, that one was bad.
Job of playing my game and staying within my role next time.
Yeah, no. I needed that because that was a bad. Like I turned the ball over like 8 times. One more game. I know we're already over an hour, just over, but we'll wrap it up with one more. In my mellows against the Utah Jazz. Don't turn the ball over. 8 points. Whoever's I'm guarding.
Welcome to Charlotte as we get set to bring you the Bobcats as they'll take it to the hole at the Time Warner Cable Arena. The Utah Jazz come into this one after the win against the Hawks.
And what they were able to do inside defensively, guys, to me was a big factor. Their shot blocking was incredible.
Yeah, I thought that was a superb effort from them in terms of shot blocking. I mean, they did a nice job.
I probably don't have a matchup as interesting as Rajon Rondo. Devin Harris. He got a jumper.
Here is Bell. This is to Harris. Outside Kirilenko. Backing down is Jefferson. cannot hit. Here go the Jazz the other way. And this matchup with the Bobcats, it's their first meeting of the season.
Well, they like this matchup. They won both games against this club a year ago, so they feel confident going into tonight.
Augustina screen on Kirilenko. Shot clock at 6.
It's not my show.
And here's Augustine. Chance there to take the lead. Missing. When you're at or Clark near the bottom of your respective conferences, you still have to look for the positive things to stay focused on.
Without question, Kevin, you have to hang your hat on positive stuff. And an interconference sweep isn't a bad place to start in that regard, Kevin. Take a look at those games, figure out what went right, and try to build on that.
I want you.
Here's Hutchinson. It's rebounded by Paul Millsap. Millsap's got his 4th rebound in this one.
Well, I hope they start getting warmed up here soon. That's 0 for 4 to this point.
Well, I shot 4 times.
Harris passes to Millsap. Puts the lead pass in front of him.
Boy, the defense read that one beautifully.
Now we're going to get a chance to check in with Doris Burke, who had a talk moments ago with head coach Ty Corbin. Doris?
Yes, guys, he told me I want to dare them to bring the ball inside against us today. We're going to pressure them on the perimeter and force them to come inside against our shot blockers. He's got a lot of confidence in those guys down low, gentlemen.
Thanks, Doris. So Clark and Steve, defense
big Al
coming first for them today.
And while you don't really want to put all of your cookies in one jar, I mean, I think emphasis on defense is a way to go.
Yeah, I'd agree, because if you come out and establish the defense right away, it kind of sets the tone, and you really kind of take control of that game emotionally.
Twitter's favorite players.
And so he makes both from the line.
Big Al Jefferson.
Jefferson couldn't quite get his numbers back to the career highs he had in 09, but he came close, and I thought he turned in a really strong year.
To the middle, here's Augustine. Battles through traffic and lays it in. It's a tie ball game. Here's Harris. He had 10 points in the win against Atlanta. Clark, to back up what you said on those numbers from Jefferson, 18.6 points and about 10 rebounds a game. It's not too shabby.
Yeah, pretty good numbers for a center. I'll take that any day.
Oh, is that out on them?
You know, you just hope that Minnesota can parlay that production from Al Jefferson and Kevin Love and some of those young players. You hope they can parlay that into a more productive season as a team.
Here is Bell. Clock at 6. Left side, Harris.
Tell you what, things just aren't bouncing his way this quarter.
No good there off the double clutch. Defended by Bell.
You slow it down. You slow it down.
And there's the pass to
Augustine. The other point guard. The true point. Out of the way, clear out.
Guarded by Harris. Leans inside.
My vet.
Augustine, no luck. And here's Utah.
A major front court overhaul for Utah last season with Carlos Boozer leaving for Chicago as a free agent. Kerr was injured most of the year.
Second retirement time.
Al Jefferson and Paul Millsap to really come through on the front line.
He's off on the first. Back to what you said, Steve, about the Jazz. They do have a lot of guys up front that can score. Clark, you played on the front line in the NBA. You know how important that is, and you probably have an appreciation for these guys that the Jazz have up front.
No question, Kevin. I mean, Al Jefferson and Paul Millsap, and then if the four can get healthy, he gives them a dimension with his ability to stretch the defense outside, shooting the ball. And then on the bench, they've even got some guys that can put the ball in the basket pretty well.
Give it up for your Jazz team.
He dishes it to Henderson. 9 points last game out. Tries to save it. Pulls up. High post. Diaw can't hit.
An easy look there, but, you know, he misses those once in a while.
Now Bell. Back to Harris. And it's blocked.
Nothing's working for him here. He's just really struggling to find the basket.
Here's Hutchinson.
Oh, I didn't shoot.
Well, Charlotte
they counted it.
Last season on a high, having made the playoffs, and then a year ago they slipped back in a lot of ways. They made changes
A coaching change. Larry Brown moved on. They traded Gerald Wallace. So it was, in many ways, a rebuilding year for the franchise.
We got to get these free throws out.
Deflected. Dives for it. Out of bounds.
I tried.
And they retain possession. Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. You look at Chicago.
You just got to play better.
Still in the season, but even so, they've got the top
We're not too
spot.
far out of it.
And, of course, Charlotte, way down below.
Well, I think for Charlotte, they've got to do something to create some momentum, to light a fire under themselves and break out of the middle of the pack.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but I'm not sure that that's something they actually have in them. I don't think there's enough talent and enough chemistry on this team to really push forward.
Harris missing again. Back to Charlotte, and Steve, you're just talking about that. You thought they were turning the corner the year prior, but they couldn't keep the momentum going. They changed.
I need that hop
step. Talked about the injury
very bad.
about Jackson. They had a lot of things that kind of got in their way.
Well, even that playoff team from a couple of years back, Kevin, you don't know how much higher the ceiling was for that group. So you almost.
Oh, you know, I'm fucking shit up. I know. I'm about to.
For them going forward, even if the fans might have to suffer
No
through
more fancy shit for me.
years, sometimes you got to tear it down to build it back up in a better fashion.
And the second free throw, good.
Boy, another year, another line for the fourth straight year. He averaged around 11 or 12 points a game, and his numbers stayed pretty consistent. Andrei Kirilenko.
He tries for three.
I don't know why I wanted to shoot that with Kirilenko.
Back to Kirilenko. The Jazz needed his consistency last year in a time of turnover. Clark, you played the game. Steve, obviously you played the game. Sometimes you need those stable components of your franchise on the floor to make all the changes.
Kirilenko has been the mainstay now in Utah for many years, and never been a superstar, but always a very productive player. One of those guys who fills up the stat sheet across the board. They are setting the tone here.
Oh my God.
Yeah, only a moderate advantage here, a slight one, but as the game wears on,
turnovers for me already.
One they'll definitely look to build on.
Outside Jefferson. Now here is Kirilenko. 8 points his last outing. The Jazz with another miss. There's a minute left to play in the first quarter. Here's Hutchinson. No good. That would have tied it. Clock management. This is where, Steve, they can get a 2-for-1.
Yeah, I think it makes sense. As long as the first one's a good one, and now you play D, you get the ball back, one more shot.
And Bell kicks to Millsap.
How do I not steal that?
Rebound by Prisbilla. Charlotte trailing. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with Boston.
Yeah,
over the back by who?
As a team was just awful. They started out slowly.
I mean, kind of, I guess, got
the whole team.
It was a shitty 2-for-1.
And people lost confidence, too. I mean, that's what jumped out at me, Steve. The ball became kind of a hot potato. Nobody wanted to take
the rock fight, 4-point game.
Here's Watson. Watson is called for charging.
Hey.
That's his first foul. Here's a look at what's coming up for the Utah Jazz. Next up for them, the Knicks coming out here to play. That'll be the first of 2 straight at home.
Give me my credit. Give me my badge of honor.
Hutchinson, he's in at the point. Henderson out there with Cunningham. Then there's Eduardo Nahara. And it's Augustine in at the shooting guard. That's the Bobcats 5. He feeds it to Henderson. They set the pick. And there's the feed to Augustine. 6 on the shot clock. Shot to end this cold run.
DJ.
And no mistakes on the layup. Augustine's got his second bucket of the night.
You know, he got one step ahead of the defense on that one. Excellent job.
Watson with it. Kicks it to Miles. And Millsap back it in. Feeds to Watson. From past the arc. No good. Now the Bobcats take it the other way. Augustine dishes to Cunningham.
Oh, come on, Cunny.
Missed. Utah leading. And here's Watson. Elbow shot, and the jumper is good.
I beat the shit out of him right there. He got to that spot.
Watson's got his first basket of the night.
Well, last year was a very tough year for Jazz fans, and so many things went wrong for them.
How do I not? Come on.
Look for a bright spot, maybe it's their play.
I understand ratings and shit, but like,
they went 18
I whipped his ass.
and
And in that. Fuck 2K.
Now Miles. He picked up 12 points in their last win against the Hawks in Atlanta.
Mike Wang, Ronald.
From deep three-point range, an absolute bomb from three-point range.
It's whatever.
Now it's a 7-point Jazz lead. More on the Jazz against the East, Clark. They can play that more physical style of ball that is, I guess, I don't know if it's realistically a part of what the Eastern Conference or the perspective or however you feel about the way they play, but I guess they got that tag of being a more physical conference in the West.
Yeah, they do have that perception, and I don't think it's always 100% accurate, but nonetheless, the Utah Jazz are hard-nosed team.
Oh, fuck.
And by
Come
nature,
on,
when teams
man.
try to slow it down and get chippy against them, and that's their comfort zone, right in their wheelhouse. They love playing that way.
Watson, the pass to Miles. Here is Hayward. Off target with the fadeaway.
Looked like he was maybe showboating a little bit. That fadeaway, really no reason for it.
Are we serious?
Down court. I don't like their chances.
So for the
They should be giving me any fouls.
Joel
Man.
Frisbilla checked in for Nahara. Diao comes in for Dante Cunningham.
I can see why I'm cold. I played 2 bad basketball games back to back.
The Jazz also changing it up. Al Jefferson's
It's not
checked
looking
in
good.
for Elson. Hill comes
Zach
in
Hutchinson.
for Gordon Hayward.
MyPlayers.
And Evan Harris is subbed in for Earl Watson. Count that one. And the Jazz lead by 9.
The defense is having a hard time matching the success they had against them in the first quarter because the offense has found its rhythm now.
They need this. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A three-point play chance here.
And Charlotte's struggles last season, guys, were really reflected in their play at home because in previous seasons, Time Warner Cable Arena was a tough place to play. But the Bobcats' home record really fell last year.
Now Miles. 6 points for him. Right side Millsap. He kicks it to Jefferson. Over Diao. They get it back. Here's Millsap, and it's good on the way out.
I mean, damn.
Millsap's
What can I
got
do?
4 points now in the quarter.
Tell you
I'm
what,
not a big guy down there.
The first quarter, he has really come alive.
Steve, that big drop you were talking about at home is one of the reasons why the Bobcats, didn't make the playoffs. So Clark, it's not hard to figure out why they didn't make the postseason.
Yeah, you look at it, I mean, that certainly was part of it,
Good
not
shot.
being able to handle business at home. They went from 31 wins to 21. And they also had some injuries. Steven Jackson had a hamstring that was bothersome all season long, and he was their main go-to guy. So him being hurt certainly impacted that home record.
Now, here is Bell.
Oh, they got it back.
Jefferson. He passes to Miles. Three-pointer. And unable to corral the miss, and it goes on a play. Here we are in November.
we're down.
Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season.
Be a great win for
Taking
us.
a look at Minnesota. They're in
game
second,
right.
looking to take over the first spot. And, of course, there's the Jazz, a few slots below them.
Well, I think for Utah, they've climbed the ranks this season. They've definitely changed for the better, and now they find themselves really within shouting distance of the top.
And that's a huge accomplishment because they were
They gotta give me that damn
close
foul.
last year. So they've made major improvement.
And so we wrap up the first half.
Hey, I was cutting into it.
Jazz lead by 10.
Good evening and welcome to the HP Halftime Show.
That's the end of the second quarter.
The Jazz making it look so easy. A promising start to their season so far, and they continue to play well. They've been phenomenal.
Yeah.
Out at the United Center, the Bulls
Now
with a
I'm
win
upset.
over the Kings. So now that's 2 in a row for them. Derrick Rose was their leading scorer. And another game.
Let it go.
The elite point guards out east are elite point
Well, the
guards.
second half about to start up and begin any moment.
I'm losing by 14.
He's got 7. Taking a look at the Jazz. Favors at the 4 with Jefferson at the center. Bella's out there with Devin Harris, and it's Millsap in at the small forward. The shot is off.
What a year it was for Paul Millsap last season, guys.
Absolutely.
Carlos Boozer leaving for Chicago as a free agent. Millsap stepped into that starting power forward role and really delivered for
Sometimes they see my vision.
I tell you what, I bet that's the best assist we're going to see tonight.
Well, he laid it up there, Steve. A pass where only his teammate could get it.
Perfect timing. I mean, that's what you need to
Big
make
time,
that kind of a connection.
Harris kicks to Millsap. The dish to Jefferson. Backing in. Harris. Some good ball movement here. 6 to shoot. From about 16.
Oh my God, no!
Throwing it down was Stein.
Substitution for your Bobcats.
And so it's Utah.
I'm back on the
easily
court. I'm
grabbing the
good.
win.
Rough game at the line for the team tonight. Obviously, you came out on the losing end, but how much did your poor free throw shooting play into that?
Bro, I got hurt this game.
It was probably the reason. We were shooting like we couldn't hit the broadside of a barn tonight. And from the line even? Come on, man. They call them free throws for a reason. We have to take advantage of those
I agree. I was missing the fuck out, man.
There's absolutely no reason a self-respecting NBA player can't hit at least 75%. So when the whole team's just flailing away like we did, we got no chance.
I don't care if the Charlotte fans like me or not. I'm sorry. It's not really going to move me. I'm sitting out till I'm fully healed. I'm sorry. Let me see what I can do with my skill points real quick. So is it because my layup is low? No, my layup is high. My dunk's not where I would want it to be. Is it because I'm hurt? I don't see me? It's got to be because I'm hurt. Okay, yeah, I got a Jordan deal, and I don't like where my at with Jordan was. I mean, I would love to go to the Heat. I'm broke too, so this is rough. We really got to work on these free throws. Honestly, I might try Tracy McGrady. I know that sounds crazy. But I keep struggling with Ray Allen's. I'm going to try Michael Beasley's. I lost all my changes. I didn't make any changes anyway. Let's play next game. I'm recovering from my injury. I got selected as Rookie of the Month. Damn, that feels like more than 10 days. I got 200K though. Yeah, no, I know I said one more game like 3 games ago. But I had to play this first game post injury. We're starting for Isbilla. Make a 3. I don't got my 3s up high enough to do all that.
The Hawks have an Eastern Conference contest on their hands as they prepare to
then they went on a streak
at the
without me.
Arena here in Atlanta. 2K Sports brings you this broadcast of the NBA. This is Kevin Harlan, and with me, Steve Kerr and Clark
I try to keep it up.
So let's take a look at the State Farm starting 5 for the Charlotte Bobcats. Augustine and Henderson are the backcourt pair. Tyrus Thomas out there with Joel Przybilla.
Down 10. Trying to bring us back. I know Kirk got a burner. They say he's a good defender, too. I did not know that.
Right now averaging 11 points a
He
game.
didn't shoot off the screen.
Target with the jump hook.
And the Bobcats, as we've talked
I guess
about,
he wasn't bad
They had a tough year
defensively
last year, and part of it was the strength of that Southeast division. Losing a lot of games to Orlando, Atlanta, and Miami. They were only 4-12 overall in the Southeast.
Shot clock at 6. Maggette against Heinrich. Maggette.
Oh, big bucket, Maggette.
Pump fake and then took advantage.
No first quarter
Maggette's
turnover.
got his second bucket. The Hawks leading by 8. You know, back to the Southeast, as bad as 4-12 sounds, it's kind of what you'd expect from a team like the Bobcats in that division.
Yeah, no question. I mean, it just lets you know how far they'll need to go if they want to climb out of the bottom rungs of the Southeast division and get back in the playoffs.
He can run it himself.
We talked about it, Atlanta, Orlando, and Miami, perhaps an NBA championship contending team for the foreseeable future.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They're building for the future.
No
like, this is as bad as Miami is going to be.
That's a great point.
Some parts around them.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Earlier, Doris Burke spoke with head coach Larry Drew. And Doris, what'd you find out?
And guys, he didn't want to minimize the importance of defense, but he did say that a good performance offensively is the main priority. If they get that, he said, they'll be able to put up with any shortcomings defensively. Let's see how it plays out.
Damn.
Thanks for filling us in there, Doris. Thank you so much. Getting their offense sorted out is the priority here, guys.
And I agree. I mean, a good call, I think. Try to get into a rhythm early and get everybody involved, let everybody touch it, and go for it.
And look at the lob going.
Yeah, going straight to the hoop, attacking the whole way.
Yeah, nice finish. Cap that break off in style.
Here's Heinrich. Coming in off a 10-point performance last game out.
You know, because the Hawks struggled late in the season, regular season.
That's ISO, Joe. Bang.
They were overlooked in the East during last year's playoffs, but I think they used that to their advantage.
Here's Hutchinson. It's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. Joe Johnson picks one up. And the Hawks took care of the Magic with these.
Damn.
The Bulls a run for their money.
Well, when the Hawks won that first game in Chicago, it really caught everybody's attention. But eventually, Derrick Rose and the Bulls were just too much for Atlanta, especially at the defensive end of the floor. Well, I think last year when the Bobcats traded Gerald Wallace, they lost a part of their soul and their identity. And it's tough to win when you lose a guy like that, but they did get a couple of draft picks, and that will help them in this rebuilding process.
Horford backing in. Over Thomas. And once again off the mark by Atlanta.
Man, a nice job there defensively, just getting a hand up enough to bother the shot.
Yeah, that was very nice. Impressive. It made it a much more difficult shot.
And Clark, back to that trade Steve was just talking about. We both like Gerald Wallace a great deal, but that's, I think, what was the key. When you saw that he was let go, you knew the Bobcats were starting.
I mean, at least he hit the three, but that's all.
Those draft picks will help them not only get more talent, but also get a
we
little
get it.
younger
Good
as
from
well.
old man Grant Hill.
It's not going to be easy. It never is, but I think they're headed in the right direction.
They should have went crazy for that, like they did for my elite.
Averaging 9 points per contest. Here's Hutchinson, goes up. Joe Johnson pulls it in.
He blocked that?
I'll tell you what, he's so strong inside that the defense wasn't going to allow him to get to the rim without offering a bunch of resistance there.
Crawford, no luck.
Jamal Crawford was the NBA's 6th man of the year 2 seasons ago, but last season his shooting percentages really dropped across the board. He just wasn't able to have that consistent year again.
Got a piece of it. And stolen by Horford.
Boy, a lot of darkness there. No daylight to get that ball through.
Crawford passes to Johnson, and he lays it straight in.
I thought he played pretty good for him.
Johnson's got 10 points.
Impressive offensive execution to this point. That's what's gotten them this lead.
Well, it's paid off on the scoreboard. The fact that they've been together and productive offensively.
Crawford against Augustine.
Oh, my
what
God.
A steal. That's some excellent defense right there.
Here's Heinrich, and he lays it up and in.
Defense wasn't able to get back fast enough to contest.
Well, they were caught flat-footed after committing the turnover that time, guys.
And Crawford really pushed Steve for a contract extension, you may recall, prior to last season, and was unhappy that he didn't get one. So, Clark, I'll pose this to you. Do you think that he might have played a role, without that contract in his struggles?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's hard to separate that when you're a player and you're desiring a certain level of security. And when
Here's Wilkins. It's a 16-point game. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. On the court for Charlotte, Hutchinson in at point guard.
I mean, can I get it up to Temple?
Spilla is up there with Cunningham. Then it's McGuire. And it's Temple in at the 2. To end the run. And it's Thomas with the rebound.
Not his forte. I don't really like that shot, and you can tell the defense is just asking him to take it.
Fires
oh my
top
God.
of the key. The Bobcats.
Well, I'll take it again if I got it.
Spilla's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. And this matchup with the Hawks.
Oh, Cunningham.
Well, this contest begins.
That and would have fueled the crowd.
In the regular season. And,
hey, we really can't shoot free throws. We suck.
Divisional standings.
Wouldn't be.
Steve just touched on it. The series between these two could go a long way toward sorting out the playoff picture in this division.
Yeah, well,
like 2K14, I think.
Some kind of role
the first
in
one
the
on like
race,
next gen, the Xbox One. We would be doing that free throw shooting drill as a team.
It's their first turnover here, so they've done an excellent job of taking care of the basketball. One of the reasons they have this lead.
Old school, old-fashioned, one-hand power jam.
Just like you, Clark, tried and true.
That's all he needed to do, just taking care of business out there.
The shot. The Hawks again can't hit. Bobcats trail by 14. And Temple kicks to Cunningham. Good on the baseline.
Hey, good ball movement. Good movement.
Guys, you're not going to get away with that kind of defense when he's got the ball. I mean, you got to do better than that.
For the most part,
hey,
they're doing
stealing
a nice
assist.
job taking care of the ball, though. Nice soft touch to drop that one in.
Here's Wilkins. He feeds it to Childress. Crawford. Wilkins dishes to Thomas. Crawford outside. Takes a
bad shot.
Good.
I mean, bad defense for me to give it that shot.
Larry Drew was brought into Atlanta and wanted to help boost the defense, but it seemed to go the opposite direction, quite honestly. Could just be a transitioning phase, but if it isn't, that has to be worrisome going forward to the Hawks fans.
Well, with good defense down low, that's a shot he's not going to convert very often.
Backs him down. Back to Wilkins. Fires from deep.
Oh, my God.
Again, Jamal Crawford with a 3.
You know, I'm giving Jamal Crawford too much. I am maybe the problem.
Clark, the Hawks didn't really go the right direction on defense under Larry Drew, and Steve, that kind of surprised me.
Well, they did step it up in terms of being defensive-minded in the playoffs last year. I think that was important because you're right, Kevin. They weren't great defensively in the regular season under Drew, but you know, sometimes it takes time for a roster and players to figure out exactly what a coach is looking for.
Nothing fancy for him on that jam. Just a textbook flush.
Clarkey put it away without a moment's hesitation. Defended by Wilkins. It's hauled in by Thomas.
He lost his focus there, guys. That's a shot he should make.
I agree, Steve.
Here's Paul.
Not going in.
Right now averaging 11 points a game.
Why not steal that?
Excellent steal that time. Pesky defensive play on this part.
Will it go? And the power.
Will it go? And it's a dunk?
Hey, don't let that size deceive you now. He can get to the rim as good as anybody.
Well, he doesn't mess around once he gets there, that's for sure.
Now, guys, he loves to throw it down with some style. Well, you look at Atlanta's team makeup last year, and it was similar to previous seasons. Very talented front court and strong wing players, but nobody really running the show, and that was one of the reasons they traded for Kirk Heinrich at midseason.
Looking at who's out there now for the Hawks. Al Horford, he's checked in for Etan Thomas. Hill comes in for Josh Childress. And it's Heinrich in for Damian Wilkins. Then for the Bobcats.
Oh, how did they get back to him?
Checked in for Cunningham. Maggette comes in for McGuire.
How did that ball get back?
And it's Henderson for Garrett Temple. Well, back to Atlanta. They haven't had a controlling point guard in quite some time, Clark. You know, we heard Steve talk about Heinrich. Good pickup. They may still be looking for a little bit more.
Yeah, I think you may be right. Eventually, it always seems to catch up to them not having that elite premier point guard type. They played well in the postseason without one, but they'll need a true floor general to become great to take that next step.
That's a couple years ago. They had that high pick, and they could have chosen
make it by free throws.
Chris Paul, CP3. I remember that.
Yeah. And they went another direction. And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
75, like
you know,
I said.
in 2010, Charlotte made the playoffs, but it wasn't because of their play on the road and their poor performance in that department carried into last season.
Heinrich kicks to Horford. Here's Crawford. Takes it into the team and converts the layup. Crawford's got 15 points.
My goodness, he's going off in this quarter. He's got the guys on the bench going crazy. Rally towels and all.
He got right to the cup using that screen. More on Charlotte. Both years just winning 13 wins in 41 road games.
And don't give yourself a lot of room for error to make the playoffs when you play that poorly on the road. That means you have to be almost perfect at home.
Back to Horford.
Horford can pass.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. The shot by Heinrich no good. Bobcats trail by 16.
What?
Here's the break. Pulls up. Hill, no good. And the Bobcats
no shot.
They trail by 16. They host the Spurs after this one. That game marks the first half of a quick.
That's all I was trying to pass something again. Like, that was a good pass.
Well, Atlanta was a playoff team.
Oh, man.
And they won their share of games. But they didn't appear to be a contender. Despite all the talent that they've had the last few years, you just have to wonder which direction this franchise is headed.
He has 7. Here's Hutchinson, and lots of contact.
Lots of free throws.
Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
The James Harden, Dwayne Wade.
See that remark you had about Atlanta. They kind of backed into the playoffs, but Clark, they woke up when they got there.
They did. I mean, it seemed like they were sleepwalking through the regular season, inconsistent and not being able to put together any kind of strong winning streaks. But when the playoffs came around, they showed you what we thought we were going to see during the regular season.
Yeah, you're right. Johnson, the pass to Heinrich. Picked up by Maggette.
Let me get Grant.
Now here is Hill. Defense right on him. The dish out to Powell. It's back to Hill. It's rebounded by Charlotte. They're coming off that win against the Nets.
Well, I loved watching that game, guys. That was fun. I mean, canning one three-pointer after another, that's my kind of game.
Well, I wouldn't expect you to say anything less, being the three-point marksman that you were. Of course you enjoy watching guys make threes. But even though I played in the paint, I like to see three-pointers go down, too. Al Horford got a nice big extension from the Hawks, Kevin, going into last season, and I think he earned every penny of it. He had his best pro season yet.
Powell dishes to Hill.
With the grand.
Shot no good. And Charlotte the other way now. I like that note there on Horford. Clark, he's a terrific player, deserved the money. No drastic changes either in his numbers after the big contract signed. Steve, just a steady improvement in every facet.
Yeah, that's right, Kevin. The career highs in field goal percentage, free throw percentage, assists, points. I mean, he's really developed into rock solid power forward. Kind of an old school power forward. He just does a little bit of everything down there.
Heinrich outside. Horford backing in.
Lock him down, Kwame.
Heinrich outside.
I was there with your help, but it cost me.
The three-pointer. Heinrich's got 5 now.
That's how you extend the lead. I mean, they have tremendous confidence going for them right now, and that confidence is leading to some excellent shooting.
Been a little too easy for them inside, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think so, Steve. I mean, they've really dictated the action in the paint. That's been their focus, and the defense hasn't mounted much resistance at all.
No problem with that.
Hill inside. And the layup falls. He has 6.
Yeah, we're now starting to see them get some high percentage shots in the paint.
Yeah, that's 5 of their last 6 buckets inside the lane, so they're getting really high percentage looks down there.
Hutchinson. And they're able to recover. Guarded by Heinrich. Inside. Second chance shot. And he finishes at the rack. Henderson's got 5 points now this quarter. 11 seconds left here in the second. Johnson kicks to Horford. Back to Johnson. 1 second left. That misses. Had it gone in.
But hey, we brought it back into a reasonable basketball game.
2K Sport.
The Bobcats. 33.
So, I mean, we can live with that.
Sunday Hoops seems like a perfect way to start the week. Welcome. New York came away with a win against the Raptors in Toronto. Looked to be in complete control.
And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started. Here's Pachulia. And here's Heinrich. Backing him down. He dishes it to Horford. Back to Heinrich. Puts up a 3. Goes back up. Pachulia. Good.
I just
thought
we could maybe get the rebound.
The paint area.
I don't know.
And they're in attack mode right now, barreling in there with bad man intention.
So with Johnson sitting on the bench, here's the group that Larry Drew has on the floor. Horford is out there with Josh Powell. That's Hill. And there's Heinrich. And it's Pachulia in at the center position.
Oh, that was a bad pass. But he dished it to Tiger Thomas.
He draws the foul on the shot on trip to the line to shoot 2.
Well, it was a tough season last year for Charlotte, not making the playoffs, really struggling after surging the previous couple of years. And their record against Eastern Conference opponents did not help.
Looking at who's out there now for the Hawks. Hilton Armstrong, he's checked in for Horford. Childress comes in for Josh Powell. Damian Wilkins checked in for Grant Hill. And it's Crawford in for Kirk Heinrich. With the Bobcats in the Eastern Conference, part of that is just also the division that they play in. Very, very difficult.
Yeah, hard.
He got 10, but
I mean, 30 losses against the East, but that's understandable when you have to see the Heat, Magic, and Atlanta Hawks 4 times a year. Those are all playoff teams.
The Hawks leading by 13. Here's Crawford, and it's sent back by Thomas. And it's the Bobcats' ball. It's a 13-point game. Here's Hutchinson. Wilkins
no foul.
Wilkins has got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Armstrong backing down. Fires it up. The Hawks again can't hit.
You gotta like the defense not quitting on the play and getting a hand in the face.
Sure do. With a tough defender breathing down your neck.
I tried to get to the rim.
No good. Now Atlanta takes it the other way. Coming into this, having notched a win against Cleveland in their last game.
Well, they put the hammer down on the D in that game, Clark. They dominated throughout. They ran roughshod over them offensively.
Yeah, at that end of the court, Steve, I thought they had it pretty easy.
Ooh.
But a lot of that came from their own hard work.
Wow, bang.
Crawford's shot is good.
His three-point shot is so pure.
What a shot.
Draining one after another.
Charlotte calls timeout.
Well, Atlanta was in the playoffs a year ago, but they were not as strong as they were the previous year. And one of the reasons their home record suffered a bit.
Feeds it to Thomas. It's picked off. Crawford passes to Pachulia. Gets to the rim.
I tried to block it.
All over him.
That's my turnover, I'm pretty sure.
The Hawks lead by 18. And on that Atlanta Hawk team, still a good team. We talked about the problems at home, and how much dominant reps as before. I mean, Clark, every coach winning at home becomes priority number 1.
You know, and you look at their numbers, they won 34 a season ago and then just 24 in the recent season. I mean, that's a 33% drop. That's a significant change.
It is. And that one's good by Henderson.
It's been a great day for him from the field, but his team still trailing.
That's my first, second foul. Let's do under 2 minutes.
That's
all right.
his first foul of the game.
What?
And the bonus will go to the free throw line.
How we in the bonus?
You know, Jamal Crawford, you think about him in that first round series against the Orlando guys. How good was he? I mean, he just lit them up. The smaller Magic backcourt had no answer for him.
Well, going back to Crawford, guys, in that Orlando series, I thought he was the difference offensively. He shot 52% from beyond the three-point line. About 6 free throws per game. He put on a real show offensively. He was fantastic.
The Hawks leading by 16.
Damn it, they got it.
Childress dishes to Pachulia. Fades.
Oh, what a snatch.
And Charlotte has possession. They trail by 16. Hutchinson. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
You know, when you look at cable and video games, the internet now with smartphones as well, it's pretty amazing how much more accessible the game is to fans than it was back when I played in the days of hot pants.
Crawford kicks to Armstrong. Working on Prisbilla. Armstrong covered by Maggette. Tipped away. 5 on the clock. Back to Crawford. On the top of the key.
I did all I could.
On the rebound goes to the Bobcats. Going back to the all-digital distribution of the game, Steve, the NBA deserves credit for really staying on the cutting edge.
Trying.
Yeah, for sure. And, you know, you can see games now in 3D. You can see it on your phones. You can see games on the internet. It's just
watch
amazing
the basketball game in 3D. You're
to
crazy.
think about the innovations in technology that have taken place in the last decade and how they have affected our game. Yeah, looks like this one's out of reach.
Yep, just a matter of the clock running out now.
Armstrong called in. Clark, one thing we've seen from these guys is excellent ball movement.
And you love to see that, Kevin. I mean, I love watching unselfish play, and I know Steve enjoys it.
And so it's the Hawks taking care of business in this one. They put on a show tonight.
2 shots.
I got one of my dynamic goals done. I got better than the T. Okay, then we get it. The Hawks won. Respect the Hawk.
Having just been named the Rookie of the Month, can you tell us how that feels?
It reinforces to me that the hard work I'm putting in every day is beginning to pay off. To get recognized for that level of work is just a reminder of what I'm trying to do in this league. I want rings, not individual awards. But I'll take whatever I can get along the way.
Okay. We have 5,000 skill points. I'm going to use them off screen. I will see you in the next 2K12 video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. I'm just going to put this in the video. I turned the cameras off and I had the best game of my life. So I'm just going to put this at the end of the video. So you see the press conference and everything.
Blair backing down. A 10-footer. Hutchinson gets the board inside.
They really depend on him to convert those chances. A lot of times, even with solid D draped on him, they expect him to make it.
Tipped away.
Okay.
Thomas, that's good. Thomas got his second basket of the night.
Offensively, just hammering away in the paint.
And that's 10 straight points inside, too.
I don't know who this fellow is.
Here's Quinn, and he's good on the 3-ball.
Simply said, it's going to take a much better effort than that, son, on a shooter like him.
Here's Hutchinson. The shot, no good.
That was a bad
San Antonio the other way. Next up for them, the Knicks, a road game in New York. That'll be the second of this 2-game road trip. And Blair gets it to go.
Come on, Blair.
Blair's got 12 points in the game.
What a player Manu Ginobili is, and he's gotten better and better as a passer. In the last couple of seasons, he's averaged almost 5 assists per game, and he's cut down on his turnovers as well.
Here's Quinn. 1:04 left here in the second. Ginobili outside. He feeds it to Blair. Back to Ginobili. It's Jefferson outside. Goes back up. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. Let's check out the NBA blocks leaders. We'll take a look at Thomas, one of the top intimidators in the league, a fierce shot blocker.
Well, anybody on this list, Kevin, is going to have the ability to get stops in a spectacular fashion, in a game-changing, dramatic fashion, in a crowd-pleasing way. That's what shot blockers do.
And the first one drops. And for Ginobili, a passer, a scorer, Steve, a defender, there's really nothing he doesn't do well. He's a student of the game, too, and he and the coach, Greg Popovich of the Spurs, really seem to be of the same mind.
Yeah, I agree with you there. It wasn't always the
same.
They had to learn to work well with one another because Manu can go off into one of his creative binges, and sometimes that's a little uncomfortable for a coach. I think he's underrated as a defender, but there's no questioning whether he's one of the best shooting guards in the league. He has been for the last 5 or 6 years.
Jefferson with the 3. That's good. Jefferson's got 10 points in the game.
He had no luck from the three-point line earlier, so maybe this one will give him some momentum.
Hutchinson hammers it home.
You got to be willing to put a body in front of him there. Easy move.
But you know what? I don't blame him. That's a lot of body coming at him.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. And here's Blair. He picked up 15 points in their last win against Utah. Shot clock at 6.
Get it back.
Fades away. Tried to bank it in, but offline.
I mean, good job. Good defense.
Away there. The defense
Good
was
first
all
half.
over him, and he got it off. Just couldn't get it to go.
Glad to have you with us this Tuesday night for the HP Halftime Report. Charlotte up on top against San Antonio. They've had some uneven play to start the season, but are still working to add to that win column. They've been phenomenal offensively, scoring effortlessly. Corey Maggette making a big contribution. He has 8 points, also pulled down 4 rebounds. And for the Spurs, they're still gutting it out. Way too many turnovers. They've been coughing it up. They got to cut down on the miscues. Manu Ginobili still looking to get going. He's only got 5 points. Can't find the touch. Lots of shots rimming out. We've seen these two pace their team so far in the first half. Let's see what they'll have in store for later. We already got a few games gone final. Check them out from around the league. Oklahoma City ended up with a loss to the Pacers in Indianapolis.
Ranger 31.
I'm a tree, I'm a black, I'm a plane on the
got like
The second half.
28 at the half.
Bobcats leading by 12. On the court right now for the Spurs. We've got Splitter. Duncan out there with Blair. Then there's Ginobili. And it's Jefferson in at the 2-guard spot. Here's San Antonio now. Down by 12. Blair backing down. Thomas against Duncan.
Feeling it from Tim Duncan would be so hard.
Splitter dishes to Duncan. Can't hit. Now the Bobcats
great
take it the other way.
possession.
They're coming into this game off that recent loss to Atlanta.
Yeah, their shooting percentage as a team was just awful. They started out slowly, and it seemed like it just spread through the whole team. Nobody could make a shot.
And people lost confidence, too. I mean, that's what jumped out at me, Steve. The ball became kind of a hot potato. Nobody wanted to take the next shot.
Well, I think last year when the Bobcats traded Gerald Wallace, they lost a part of their soul and their identity. And tough to win when you lose a guy like that, but they did get a couple of draft picks, and that will help them in this rebuilding process.
Kicks to Henderson. Now the pass to Augustine. Fires the 3.
I'll live with it.
Tries again.
I should have shot that one.
Can't get it to go.
He's probably better suited sending the ball back out to a teammate because that's not his game right there.
I don't argue.
Hutchinson is tagged.
Oh, no, man.
And that'll be his third foul so far.
Third foul. Okay.
That's his third person. The team's first.
Career high.
So a couple of poor possessions now in a row consecutively. Both times turnover. That's not productive basketball. That's not winning basketball.
No, Clark, you start stringing errors back to back together, you lose all momentum in this game.
6 to shoot.
Holy shit.
Now we get a chance to check out the standings out west. Already we're in December.
Oh, I mean, something like that.
Right now they're off to a fast start. First place in the conference. And of course the Spurs. 4 games back.
You know, checking out San Antonio, they've had a down year so far by their standards. I'm sure this wasn't where they pictured themselves being in the standings right now.
Well, they didn't picture themselves there, and neither did I, Clark. I mean, I think most people, in fact, thought that this would be an elite team, like they were a year ago. But it's been a drop-off, and they've got to pick themselves up off the mat.
6 points for him. Guys, there's still time for them to make a run.
But the margin of error is history.
Well, yeah, there's not much margin at all, Clark. They can't afford to waste any more possessions.
For 3, Bonner. Rebounded by Corey Maggette.
Boy, even though he missed, you can't give up that kind of a look very often.
Yeah, they're lucky that they didn't get burned on that one.
They get it again.
Oh, no!
And a quick look now at how San Antonio's schedule is shaping up. Following this game, they hit the road. They'll take on the Knicks in New York. That will conclude their brief 2-game road trip. There's 1:54 left to play in the third. Guys, they've been getting it done.
They sure have been. I mean, really looking good and sharp offensively.
Yeah, knocking down the open shots and really getting a nice flow to their game.
Here's Ginobili. Just 3 to shoot. Outside Jefferson. Bobcats with the rebound. Chris Billis got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game.
Richard Jefferson,
good lay, Maggette.
Last season where he started out strong, but he really didn't keep up the pace, and his consistency slipped as the season went on.
Duncan outside.
Taking it to Bonner, too.
Duncan right side. Ginobili.
Gave it to Bonner too late.
Fires top of the key. Gets it to go. Ginobili's got his 3rd basket of the night. Back to that production dip by Jefferson, around 15 points in November, down to 9 or 10 at the end of the year.
Yeah, it's hard to put my finger on exactly what happened there, but clearly the numbers do indicate there was a big drop-off, and it carried over into the playoffs as well. The scoring really dropped in that series against the Grizzlies.
And Augustine kicks to Maggette. recovered by Duncan.
Oh,
it's
and
good
one.
Contact on the shot, so we will go to the line. A 3-point play chance here.
Agile for Spaghetti. Hey, we get the win. I'm gonna play the game too.
They get the win. Some days
28 off the bench. A career high. What? They give it to Spaghetti? That's crazy.
You set your career high for steals tonight. Was that a concerted effort on your part or just a natural outcome of the way you played?
It was definitely a concerted effort. I felt the game tonight would be a perfect time to showcase my defensive skills. So I made it a point to get after the ball on defense as often as I could. I can be a defensive stopper just as much as I can be an offensive genius. A lot of people don't realize that, so I made sure tonight I showed them. Hope the message got through, because I'm not really sure I want to do that again.
I mean, why would you say, why I want to do that again? I got 5,000 skill points again after that? Alright, yeah, we'll be back. See you in the next one. Bye.